Well, I'm just going to start wetting the paper and then dropping in some of this color. And I'm going to keep my paper fairly flat. I don't want gravity to move it around. I want some blooms. I don't want it to be perfect. All right, so I'm going to get out a nice big brush. This holds a lot of water. This is my Aquario. And so clean water. And I'm going to wet everything but what I've drawn. Some of the leaves I've drawn, some I haven't. All right, I'm going to use dilute. This is very dilute. Let's just see how this goes, because we just want this to be kind of atmospheric. So of course I'm thinking about sky, so I'm putting this up here. And if I have some dry areas that stay white, I'm just going to leave it like that, because the white areas might suggest more flowers. And ooh, raw sienna. There we go. Good old raw sienna. Now I'm adding a little green to the center while it's wet. It's actually yellow and then green. Okay, so now I want blooms to form. So I'm just going to make little spots in the drying color. I'm seeing some granulation there. That's really nice up there. So this is more blue, dilute blue here. And that's going to push pigment, because that raw sienna is just sitting right on top of the paper. And it's going to, that's what I call an acquiescent color. It moves out of the way. I'm just doing a little spattering and away from the flowers with the raw sienna. I could do that with the blue too. All right, now we're getting something interesting. So now I can kind of work in a completely different way. So now I can think about creating the forms. All right, so I'm going to use a smaller brush. That's number 10. Let's see what Perylene Maroon and Cobalt Turquoise Light. See what happens to them. Ooh, kind of interesting. Ooh, look at that gray. Interesting. I don't even need to use a yellow in there. All right, I got it. Now there's a combo I wouldn't have thought of. I'm going to start right here in the middle. Try to get this cast shadow. It's always good when you do a neutral then to just drop in some of the pure pigment that you're using. And get right into some leaves here. I'm gonna have a little ultramarine on hand for the dark, shadowy leaves, because I want to get some contrast going. I want to remember to leave the reflections so that the leaves look shiny. So I'm working in an adjacent manner. So I'm just kind of cascading down here, working from petal to leaf. So I want to have hard edges and soft edges. My green mix was sap green with Winsor yellow. And then I used ultramarine blue for where I wanted it darker. All right, I want to put some branches in. And this Cobalt Turquoise light with the Perylene Maroon, that makes a good branch color. I'm going to wet. I was making very precise leaf shapes here. Now I want to have a little more of an atmospheric thing going on. So I'm wetting the paper. Maybe some dilute ultramarine. And I'm just gonna drop in some water to get some blooms.